What does it mean for your team? You know, you had a sweep of a lower tier team, but to come here and get a win in the midweek.
Well, I thought this was huge for us. You know, I think Fullerton's a regional team at the end of the day. I think that, hey, we got a couple big swings. Opp had the big homer, and then Stubby came through with a big 2-out double to clear the bases. And I thought the kids we pitched did a good job of bearing down. I mean, for Perryman's first start to come through, and he got in a jam and pitched out of it a couple times, and then they got the hit to score 2 on the bloop into center field, but I thought he settled down and then put up a 0 in the 4th, and then Bernardo came in and threw 2 great innings, and in the 7th he maybe tired a little, I don't know, and then Jeffries put the good swing on it to hit a double, and then I thought Huberman and Davis were outstanding at the end to strike out 5 of the last 6. It was huge. Not when you don't have to play defense and just rely on those 2 kids to come in and do the job. So I thought it was a great game all around. I thought we made a couple really good plays. Reggie made that great play up the middle and threw a guy out at the plate. I thought, in the first inning we had the ground ball to third, we get the out at the plate. So there was a lot of good things that happened to allow us to win the game that don't always just show up in the box score. So I was proud of the guys because I thought that, we handled Towson the first 2 days pretty well. We had a tough one on Sunday. I think they're pretty physical, and so they gave us everything we could handle on Sunday, and I thought that was a good test for us leading into today, and I think we answered the challenge going on the road the first game, and then we'll look forward to playing Kentucky on Thursday.
It never hurts to get that road win as well with the RPI and all.
Well, I think that's huge.
Team.
I mean, we know all about the RPI from last year, so I think that, and they handled us pretty good here last year after we beat them at home. So I think this is a good confidence boost for our kids to come down here and win at Fullerton.
And this year, you've kind of had contributions, especially today. You have contributions from some new faces and some old faces. How good is it as a coach to kind of see that mix rather than having to rely on some of the older guys or, just having all young guys too?
Well, I think the big thing that we have is we have depth throughout. I mean, I think we have depth offensively, defensively. We can have guys pinch run. We have depth in the mound. So we're excited about that. I think that we have good arm strength on the mound. We have a lot of young guys who still have to get their feet wet, but with Wheatley, Toomey, and Davis and Huberman who have been around, kind of leading them. I think that as those young kids come on with the Mitch Harts and the Tyler Gilberts and the Mason Perrymans like he did tonight, I think that we'll be better served for that. And then LeBruno being able to come in and do what he can do, and Oppenheim coming in, he's been a big part of what we've done for 3 of the 4 games that we've played. And we have some other ones that haven't really got the opportunity yet, but I think will. And so we're excited about the depth that we have and the options we have, both right and left-handed. So it's a good problem to have a bunch of depth.
And what kind of a different dimension does Garrett Stubbs bring for your team? I mean, he's a very athletic catcher. He's not your prototypical build for a catcher, but he does so much for you. Today, stealing 2 bases, 1 on a delay, and the other one, the third baseman doesn't even get there. Not something you normally see out of a catcher. What kind of extra dimension?
Well, I think the thing about Garrett is he's just a baseball player. He's a great baseball player, and he's a leader. And, he's an emotional player, and he leads the guys, and I think they look to him, and it's nice because he's the focal point. And he calls a lot of the pitches, and he knows the pitchers, and he knows what we're trying to do. So I think it's huge to have a guy like him, not only what he does behind the plate, but now he's really become an offensive threat. I mean, he drove the ball tonight over the outfielder's head because they were trying to play him shallow and left, and he made him pay for it. But he can do a lot of things. He had a push bunt the other day, so he can run, he can hit, and then he has a cannon behind the plate. So we're excited about him.
And then looking forward to this weekend, you got Kentucky coming in on Thursday. Just that overall, having to play 4 games in 3 days, or in 4 days, excuse me. What is the challenge with that, and what do you have to do to kind of get some of the young players prepared to help out there?
Well, I think the challenge of it is you stretch your pitching staff. I mean, we're going to play, and we knew that going in. I mean, we're going to play our first 8 games are going to be in 10 days, because we'll have played, by Sunday we'll have played 8 games, and then we'll play our first 9 in 12 days. So, but we feel like we have depth on the mound. And so it's a good chance for us to get a lot of young guys in. Like I said, Mason got his first start tonight, and we'll probably start Gilbert again on Thursday after he didn't have a great outing on Sunday, just to try and get him back out there. So then we'll keep Wheatley and Toomey on schedule Friday, Saturday, and then we'll figure out Sunday based on what we have. Same thing with Tuesday. But it's going to force us to have to use a lot of these kids and get them some experience, and which I think will serve us well going down the stretch.